Hey everybody, so we're gonna make some albondigas, okay? You ready? Okay, ready? Pre-cut one chayote, and this is the size of the piece, and some potatoes, about 4 of them, and a big huge carrot. If your carrots are small, then 2 of them, that thick, and 2 stalks of celery, like in a 1/4 of an inch cut all the way through. I put them in water because otherwise your potato oxidizes. And then I already pre-cut what will be sauteed in the pan with the rice. Then I kept the zucchini separate. This is 1 zucchini. I usually like more, but I only had 1. But it's okay because chayote is zucchini. I like to add chayote in addition to zucchini because the chayote for me replaces potato. Potato is carbs, and if you're watching your weight, this is like identical to the texture of potato, but it's zucchini, so it's wonderful. What I'm gonna do is the very first thing that gets done is I already have the water on. You get a decent sized pot with about maybe about 10 cups of water, and you let it boil while you're prepping your meat. I have about 1.5 pounds of ground beef here. You get some oregano, and I can't do anything with my nails. I'm not used to fake nails, but I really like how they look, but I just can't maneuver my way around them. Okay, so, and I've never used nails because I've always been crafty. I sew, and I paint, and I do ceramics, and I garden. So it's like I'm not the type that can handle nails, but I just wanted to have nails, So this is about how much oregano you're going to get. You're going to crush it. And you're just going to dump it in your meat. Don't close this yet because you're going to throw some of this in your soup. You're going to add some Nor sauce. If you're not familiar with it, this is the magical stuff. And yes, it has MSGs, it does. But the thing is that because this has other ingredients as well, I feel like it's less salty because there's other stuff in here that will complement the flavor. Like turmeric and celery and parsley, so it's not straight up salt. Maybe about a heaping teaspoon, throw it in there. I'm thinking maybe a little more. I'm a Mexican cook. We don't measure, we just taste. And you do about a handful of rice because you like to have the albondigas have a little bit of rice in them, like that much, and you just put it in there. I already threw an egg in there, and you do some pepper. Okay. Do some pepper. I just took all my rings off, and so now I'm gonna mix everything. And the egg is gonna bind the meat so that you can make your albondigas. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna make 1 meatball. You just get some meat in your hand, and you just squeeze it like that. And then you take this and you kind of fold it into a little ball. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna do it over there so that I can drop them straight into the boiling water. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. So, you see this meatball? I had like 70 of them with a pound and a half of ground beef, so it's a good amount, you know. It'll be enough for like 2 servings for several people. Okay, so one thing that you do when the albondigas are boiling is you remove the oil or the grease that will float in your pot, because that stuff will clog your arteries and send you straight to the ER with a heart attack eventually with time. So you don't want that. I mean, greasy albondigas to a degree are very delicious, but not like that much grease. You just leave, you know, very little, just so it could give your caldo some I don't know, some satiny texture. But for the most part, you remove most of the grasita. Okay. And I can remove the rest of it right now. What I want to do right now is I want to saute the rice. So you see, there's not much oil in here because I don't really use that much oil. Like that is enough. So it's really like a teaspoon. And what I'm gonna put there is the rice, and it's about three-fourths of a cup of rice. You don't put a lot of rice. It depends on how much broth you have. If you don't have a lot of broth, then you don't need a lot of rice. If you put a lot of rice to very little broth, you're gonna have waterless soup, and that's not good. You know, and you want your heat kind of medium, you know. And if you have an electric oven, then put it in the middle somewhere. And so I'm actually gonna go a little high because my boys are hungry already, and I want to be quick about this. And what you want to do is you want to make the rice golden. Okay. Now, while that's cooking up a little bit, I'm going to show you what goes into the soup. Okay. And actually, I do require taking all of this junk off the soup, because if you put your spices into this, when you remove the rest of the grease in the soup, you remove a lot of that spice. And spice is expensive, so you don't want to throw it in your soup before you remove all the gunk, because then you end up just wasting a lot of the spice. The spice is very airy, so it doesn't sink, and it just kind of lays flat on the top surface of all this boiling water. And so when you're skimming the caldo, getting rid of this grease, you're getting rid of a lot of the spices. So you really got to remove all this gunk before you put any spices into your soup. So I think I've removed a whole cup full of grease. I'm confident that the little bit I left in there will be okay. It won't be too greasy. Okay, see? It's kind of, well, it's still too much yellow there that I'm not happy with. But that may be, as the meatballs are cooking, that may be the gunk that's actually coming out of the meatballs. I already filled a cup there. I need to do something with this broth. Don't ever do this, okay? Because it clogs your sink too. So I'm just going to open the hot water and let it run for a couple of seconds. I think that's pretty good. So this is my secret. You either use Lori's salt, seasoned salt, or you throw in some paprika about a teaspoon of chile colorado. And where's my spoon? Let me fold the rice here because I'm starting to see it's getting a little golden. Okay, that's looking really good. I think this is the point where you want to add the veggies that you want to be sauteed. It's about 3 cebollitas verdes, tomato and a half. I like to use romas and a little bit of cilantro. And you just kind of, let the veggies. Okay, so I'm going to put about a teaspoonful of oregano, and I'm just going to keep it whole. I could crush it, I suppose, but I'm holding the phone, so I can't crush it. It'll be fine whole. Then this is what I'm going to do. Look, I'm going to put about a heaping teaspoon of Nor Suiza, but I'm also going to do about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dashes garlic salt. Now, if you just want to use Nor and you don't want to use garlic salt, well, I need to go get my nails done. They grow really fast. It's been 23 days since the last time I got my nails done, and look at the growth. And I forgot the fresh garlic, because you could put a couple of garlic cloves in there, but I didn't do it, and so that's why I'm doing garlic salt, but half Nor, half garlic salt. You put a little bit of pepper, probably the equivalent also about a teaspoon, and then you take a little bit of the tomato and you put it in your sauteing rice and vegetables, and then you put the rest of it in your soup. And then you pick up a little bit of soup. Be careful not to get burned, but you put the little can in there and you kind of mix it a little bit like that. And so you don't want to waste any tomato sauce. And I know with the coronavirus, some of you might be thinking, oh God, don't do that. You don't know who's been touching that can. But actually, I clean my cans when I get home. I wipe down all my groceries when I get home. So now when it's sauteed, you throw it in there. Once the rice is there, it's a race to the finish line. Because at some point, you're going to have to turn off the soup because the rice is done. And so you better hope to God that all your veggies are cooked. So you throw all the veggies in there. My boys, they like crunchy celery, so it's okay if it's not that well cooked. So I just threw in the zucchini at the same time that I threw in the vegetables. And it's not something that I ordinarily do because zucchini doesn't need to be in there that long. But that's if you like it a little bit firm, like my boys do. But I don't care either way, so it's fine if everything gets thrown in there at the same time. Your measure for whether or not the soup is ready is going to be the potato. Once the potato's ready, the soup is ready. Even if the vegetables are not that... my boys really like firm vegetables. They hate mushy vegetables, so you go by the potato. Because the potato is the only thing that they don't like firm. They like that one pretty well cooked. So as long as the potato is well cooked and everything else is kind of firm, the soup is done. Don't worry about checking the meatballs because the meatballs are the very first thing that goes in there. So the meatballs, trust me, will be ready when the rice and the potatoes ready. If, however, you like very well cooked mushy other stuff like the celery, then what you want to do is you want to put those vegetables maybe about 10 minutes before you put in the rice. Alright, so there you have it. Look at these delicious albondigas. Good luck making them. You'll love them. Perfect for winter. Bye now.